right, Mr. Taliaferro TV, how's everybody doing out there? Listen, man, something happened yesterday, and I ain't like it one bit. There was an event yesterday that I covered as media because I thought it was dope. I reached out, and I usually don't do this. I reached out for this event because it meant something to me. So I'm not finna kill an artist here. Like we talk about artists, we critique artists, we criticize artists' music all the time on my platform. This video ain't that. Let me tell y'all something, man. 21 Savage held a back to school drive yesterday in Zone 6. I pulled up to the event in Atlanta. I pulled up to the event in the middle of, like I said, in the middle of Decatur, and it was on Glenwood. I pull up, I see this event. When I get there, there are thousands of people at this event. They're giving away backpacks. School started up, so they're giving away backpacks and other necessities for kids to be great. There are food trucks out there, and salute to everybody that came up to me that knew about my platform. Thank y'all so much for the love. The food trucks out there, they were giving away free haircuts to the kids. Yo, man, we are only 2 years removed from 21 Savage being in the hood. You know what I mean? So, like, to see him be in a position, you know, we've heard things of 21 Savage being in high-profile relationships with Amber Rose, and, you know, we hear all these minuscule things that don't really matter in the grand scheme of things. This is something to actually be celebrated over, right? This is not 21 Savage involved in any type of gang altercation. This is something dope that he's doing for kids. I thought it was dope as hell. Now, something happened that I didn't like, and 21 Savage probably won't speak on this, but I will for him. I don't even know 21 Savage like that. But something happened that I thought was crazy yesterday, and I cover rap. It's a rap blog. Why not talk about it? I was right there and seeing it for myself. Now, there was a little press area, and 21 Savage was doing interviews. I was next up for my interview with him. I had like 3 or 4 questions for him. Obviously, we're talking about the event. I can talk to 21 Savage about rap anytime. I can talk to him about rap anytime, right? This was about the kids. I had a few questions about this event for the kids, where there were thousands of people out there, hundreds of kids out there getting right for back to school, right? And there was 2 news outlets that had interviews before me, right? There were about 3 or 4 actually that had interviews before me. And so the day before 21 Savage's back to school drive, there was a Zone 6 day in Atlanta. Now that was Zone 6. A lot of the hoods coming together to celebrate. Everybody was invited to it, from what I'm being told. But it was one of those things where Zone 6 was coming together, celebrating. They was playing basketball and everything. And apparently a shooting occurred. If you see online, there's a video of 21 Savage saying he lost his phone. He said he got it back, but he had lost his phone when the shots were fired, right? So these news outlets walked up to 21 Savage on his back to school drive and asked this man about a shooting that they clearly know that he had nothing to do with. It was thousands of people at the Zone 6 day, right? I'm not even sure if anybody got shot. I just know somebody started shooting. I think that's one of the most disrespectful things I've ever seen in my life, man. I was next to, in the picture you see right now on your screen, I ain't gonna do a lot of shifting here. That's 21 Savage's mama giving me an interview telling me how important this day is for her son. And for those news outlets, 11 Alive and CBS 46, and 11 Alive had a black woman step up to him and ask him about that shooting. And a CBS 46 had an old ass white man who was uncultured as fuck. Ain't got no business being at that event. I mean, he asked 21 Savage one question. He didn't even ask him about the kids, the drive that they was doing right then and there. The first thing he brought up was there was a shooting yesterday. What happened? What the fuck you want him to say? You got a big ass camera in front of him. What did you expect him to say? I know who shot the shots in it. I thought it was corny as hell. One of the corniest things I've ever seen in my life. It ruined my interview. 21 Savage wasn't even in the mood to give me a good interview anymore. Look, that is what it is. What I seen with some of them kids yesterday, I'll take that for me as with me as motivation. That was enough for me. I'm fine. That pissed me off, and it pissed 21 Savage off because he walked off of the interviews after the question was asked. He said he didn't want to do no more interviews. He was done. I don't blame him. You know, you bring media outlets out to cover events for events. I'm not saying you don't have the right to ask whatever you want to ask, but you just think at an event where this dude, probably the biggest day of his life, one of the biggest days of his life, right? He's able to give back to kids. He's financially in a position to give back to kids, to have sponsors out there, all that, and they treat him like a piece of meat, as so many big networks do to these athletes and these high-profile rappers. They treat him like a piece of meat, and that one outlet didn't even ask him about his event. He got straight into, yo, what you know about Zone 6 day shooting yesterday? You was there. You was there. Future was there. Like, to me, it's so disrespectful. It's a slap in the face to whatever that man has accomplished in his career, and we need to call news outlets out for that. And while I'm on the tirade here, hey, publicists, y'all need to do a better job of knowing what the fuck's going on at events, and stop giving these fucking news outlets the first interviews because y'all think it's the right thing to do because they're a big news outlet. Stop giving them these fucking platforms who know nothing about our culture, who don't care about these artists. They just want to get the fucking 10 o'clock soundbite, right? Stop giving them fucking access to these artists when they're disrespecting the culture like that. Pisses me the fuck off. And it pissed 21 Savage off yesterday. That's why he walked off on the interview. That's not a story that I heard about. I was there for. I seen it with my own two eyes. You quote me on all that one. Thank God for the time, love, support. I hate that for 21 Savage, man. Congratulations to what 21 Savage and his family and his team was able to do with them kids yesterday. Salute to him. Salute to Zone 6. Zone 6 showed me love. They fuck with that Mr. TALIAFERRO shit. So salute to Zone 6. And thank y'all so much for the time, love, support. We got to do better than that, man. Again, reporters have rights to ask whatever they need to ask, but that didn't feel right. That didn't feel right. That didn't feel like it was the right spot to do that about someone giving back to the kids. It just didn't feel right. I'm out. What up, Ferros? I decided to step my game up again. I've created a music reaction Instagram page. That way, you guys can be up to date on some of the latest new music in the atmosphere, and you guys can also send me some of your music as well, and you will get Mr. TALIAFERRO'S first reaction to your record, for good or for bad, or an artist that we talk about on my platforms, music for good or for bad. Again, follow me on Instagram, Mr. TALIAFERRO TV. Again, that's Mr. TALIAFERRO TV, and you get more of yours truly.